Now I am taking the properties of matter wave part 2. This is a very important one. The matter wave is never a single wave, but it is a group of waves called wave packet. Wave packet. Wave packet is totally a quantum mechanical concept, which is totally a quantum mechanical concept. It means when there is the wave packet, so there is not single wave, it means that at least two waves are there. So it is the group of two or more than two progressive waves. The wave packet is formed by superposition of two or more than two waves. The matter wave does not move with constant velocity. Constant velocity. So it has the average velocity because this is a wave packet, the number of waves, and these waves are of different velocities. So we find the average of this one. That is the velocity of the matter wave. That is called the phase velocity. The average velocity of waves forming wave packet is called phase velocity or of matter wave. So now I tell you this, that this is now like this. This is suppose the wave This is now base packet. This is now your VC now 0, this is now your X. This shows the amplitude. So you can see that there are number of the waves, their velocities and the phase and also the wavelength are different. So that we find the average of these waves, then we can have this phase velocity. So this is what the wave packet. And I have told you the concept of this wave packet earlier in my videos. Much more have been discussed about the matter wave in my previous videos, so I will not go through this one. And this wave packet is also responsible for the principle of uncertainty. So this is the wave packet. This we have the wave packet. Wave packet. No second. This group velocity Vg into Vp is equal to c square. This is a very important relation where Vg is equal to group velocity. Vp, this is now your phase velocity. C, velocity of light. Velocity of light. Since this Vg is less than C, so Vp is greater than C. The value of Vg is less than the velocity of the light. It means that this phase velocity of the matter wave is more than the speed of the light. This superluminal phase is not against the essential theory of relativity, as I have told you earlier, because as this velocity Vg approaches to the velocity of light, the phase velocity approaches to the velocity of light. So as Vg approaches to C, this Vp also approaches to C. This is what the removal of this discrepancy. Now number 3. Electron microscope works on the principle basis of matter waves. You have heard the name of electron microscope. With the help of this electron microscope, the electron is also visible to us. So that is possible because of the existence of the matter wave. And now fourth. The number of matter waves associated with nth orbital electron is equal to n. इसका मतलब क्या है? nth ऑर्बिटल में फर्स्ट ऑर्बिटल में तो उसमें एक इलेक्ट्रॉन एक वेव होगी, दो दूसरा ऑर्बिटल है तो उसमें दो वेव होगी, तीसरा है तो तीन वेव होगी. So now for example we can have this, that for n equal to 1, n equal to 1, there is only one wave. This is now like this. For n equal to 2, there are the two waves like this. If there is n equal to 3, then there are the three waves like this. So according to this number of waves, this orbital electron, if n is equal to 1, then one wave, n equal to 2, then two waves, n equal to 3, then three waves, n equal to 4, then four waves. So these are the waves associated with this electron. And there is one more important and very important concept related with this one that was given by Neil Bohr. De Broglie explains the quantum condition given by Neil Bohr for electron moving in circular orbit around the nucleus in an atom. And this quantum condition was forecasted by Neil Bohr. There was no proof at all. So this De Broglie said that the matter wave is associated with the particle. So this we have seen that for number 1 there is one wave, number 2 for we are having the two waves, number 3 we are having the three waves. It means that the wavelength of this matter wave is related with the circumference of the circular orbit. It means that if we are having a number of waves with this n equal to 3, 4, 5 and so on etc., then we can have that the circumference of the circular orbit is equal to the integral multiple of this wavelength. According to Neil Bohr, only those electronic orbits are permitted or allowed for which angular momentum of electron is integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. It means that this MVR is equal to n into h upon 2 pi. This is called the quantum condition. And the mass of the electron, v the velocity of the electron, and r the radius of the orbit. And n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. N equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. It means that this angular momentum is contrasted in the units of h upon 2 pi. The h upon 2 pi is written as h cross. It shows that angular momentum is quantized in units of h upon 2 pi. H upon 2 pi. So now what said this de Broglie? According to de Broglie, the circumference of orbits is integral multiple of wavelength. What is it? That the circumference is 2 pi r is equal to n into lambda. This is now what? N is again equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. So now you can have that this de Broglie below lambda equal to h upon p or h upon nb. Where this lambda equal to h upon nb. And if we put this value here, then we can immediately find. So putting value of lambda what we find that this MVR is equal to N into H upon 2 pi, which is Bohr condition, which is Neil Bohr. Quantum condition. So this shows that the distance of these matter waves successfully explained the Neil Bohr quantum condition. At the time of Neil Bohr, there was no proof of this one, and he said that if we assume this one, then we can explain the spectrum of the hydrogen atom. So later on, after this discovery of this matter wave, this was explained by de Broglie, and he said that this is the right one. What the Neil Bohr said about the permitted or the allowed orbits. Now number 6. Matter waves are observable only for very microscopic particles like electron, proton, neutron, atom, etc. Practical observation. Observation of matter wave is possible when the size of moving matter particle is of order of wavelength. It means what? That size of particle is approximately equal to the wavelength lambda. Only then these waves are observable. This is why that these waves are not observable in our daily life. So, matter waves are not in our daily life. Because the objects moving around us are of big one, because size of objects moving around us is greater than lambda, the wave. So these waves are, suppose the scooter is moving, some vehicle is moving, suppose some thing is moving, then we cannot observe the matter wave. And I will show you with the help of some example, with one example. That let m equal to 1 kg, b equal to 1 meter per second, then lambda equal to h upon mb, h 6.62 into 10 raised to the power minus 34, m is equal to 1, b equal to 1, so this is now 6.62 into 10 raised to the power minus 34 meter. This is equal to lambda, and this is very small in comparison to this object of 1 kg. So 1 kg object means somewhat big one, and that is not equivalent to the wavelength associated with this one. This is why that the matter waves are not observable in our daily life. So lambda is very less than size of 1 kg mass object. Now number 8. The matter waves associated with accelerated electron were confirmed by G. Thomson. The son of J. Thomson. In 1926 and later by Division German in 1927. So these have been confirmed experimentally by, first they were confirmed by G.P. Thomson and then they were confirmed by the Davison and German. The matter waves represent the probability of finding a particle in space. And now number 10. The wave and particle nature of moving matter particle. The wave and particle nature of moving matter particle cannot be determined simultaneously. So this I have given you some properties in part 2. So now there are number of properties, but I have taken some of the important properties of the matter wave. So you go through this video and you all like, share and subscribe it. So thank you very much.